ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
The family of a 3-year-old girl killed while riding on a bicycle with her mother is now suing. On this hour of Eyewitness News, the problem in the road they say led to her death.
Plus, a South Suburban sergeant and a patrol officer facing federal charges tied to traffic stops.
The I-Team looks into proposed utility hikes and what it could mean for you.
And later on tonight, the Material Girl is headed here to Chicago. The big tour Madonna has planned.
But first, legal challenges officially filed to the new assault weapons ban in Illinois. At least 2 lawsuits have been filed against the new Illinois law, and more challenges are expected.
An emergency hearing has been scheduled for tomorrow in one of the cases. Tonight, John Garcia reports.
Experts say they're among the most popular and best-selling firearms in most gun shops. But many are no longer legally for sale in Illinois since the assault weapons ban took effect last week. Gun owners' rights groups are hoping to reverse that soon, however. The first 2 lawsuits challenging the ban have been filed.
Firearms of these type that have traditionally been held for lawful purposes simply may not be banned.
Attorney Thomas Magg cites legal precedent in his suit filed in downstate Crawford County, naming, among others, State Police Director Brendan Kelly. And in another suit filed in Effingham County, Attorney Thomas DeVore names several lawmakers, including Governor J.B. Pritzker. Other groups, including the Illinois Rifle Association and the Illinois Gun Rights Alliance, promise more lawsuits in federal court in the coming days.
We anticipate getting some kind of injunctive relief very quickly once we file, and once that happens, we'll go back to business as usual.
The law gives those who already own one of the banned weapons nearly a year to properly register it. But a large number of county sheriffs around the state have already said they will not enforce that, prompting 16 lawmakers to sign an open letter criticizing DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick.
The sheriff is not only disregarding the will of his constituents, but also placing every single person in DuPage County in jeopardy.
The sheriff says he believes the law is unconstitutional and unenforceable.
I don't think we're picking and choosing. I think it's a matter of how we're interpreting it.
In response to being named in the lawsuit, state police say they cannot comment on pending litigation. We've been unable to reach Governor Pritzker, who is in Switzerland. Meantime, a judge in downstate Effingham has scheduled an emergency hearing for tomorrow to consider a temporary restraining order. John Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Man with a hammer smashes the front door of a Rogers Park pub, sending customers into a panic. This happened during happy hour at our public house, and according to the owner, that same man could be heard yelling homophobic slurs at customers. This whole situation's shaken up that neighborhood. Leah Hope reports from Rogers Park.
This evening, friends, patrons, and members of the LGBTQIA community here to support this restaurant owner with an impromptu fundraiser to raise money to repair the door, as well as a local fundraiser for a local charity. This after 24 hours ago, an incident that happened here that most consider to be hateful. Today, the owner of a Rogers Park restaurant overwhelmed by support and staying steadfast in her mission.
We're going to keep doing what we've been doing. We're still going to be welcoming of everyone, and that will never change.
Surveillance video shows part of the incident that happened yesterday evening, a man pounding on the front door of our public house. The owner and her wife say staffers describe this all started with the man following patrons into the restaurant, yelling homophobic slurs, and when asked to leave, came back with a hammer, breaking the front pane of a double pane glass front door.
Our bartender said that as he was hitting the door with the hammer, the noise was very loud. It's tempered glass, and that people ran, thinking they couldn't tell the difference, thinking it was gunshots. They thought it was actually gunshots and ran to the back.
But it speaks to our culture these days, and that's kind of sad.
Reverend Bob Niehaus lives near the Rogers Park business and is associate pastor for A Church for Me, which has Sunday worship at the center on Halsted.
He clearly has hate in his heart. And we as a community, as a faith community, pray for him, and we pray for the rest of our community and our world. It's not going to change, and that's where we come back to, we need to lead by example.
It hits you in the pit of your stomach. It really does, and these things shouldn't matter.
The The Center on Halsted urges vigilance and asks any business owners to report crime. Meanwhile, the Chicago Police Department is investigating this incident. In the Rogers Park neighborhood, Leah Hope, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Time for a look at our weather forecast. Dry, that was nice.
I know, it's 39 degrees. It's still warm. It's a lot of people out. You can see a lot of lights.
Not the worst. It was a little windy today, but not. And look who's back with us. You can't shake him now.
Yeah,
it's good to have you.
He's coming back because the weather's been nice.
Yeah.
You know, so he's delivering good news.
Our new coworker is going to be on the show in a couple days, I
Tomorrow.
think. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Heisel.
Heisel, yeah.
I saw her shadowing you. I don't know what that really means in our business because she's a meteorologist, right?
Yes.
But you were what, teaching her the system?
Yeah, you know, with the graphics system, every station has kind of different graphics and how they put the graphics together. So we were just going over how we do our graphics here and how we put our forecast into the graphics and so forth. So yeah, she's great. You'll love her.
We can't wait.
Tomorrow.
She watched the show a week or so ago. Does she know really the extent of what we do?
I know.
We've
got questions.
We've got questions,
but
poor girl.
We have to say she had the best teacher of all to have Larry teaching her everything. The best professor worldwide. We call him Professor Worldwide.
I told her to be ready to get grilled by you guys.
Yeah, well, we do ask a lot of personal questions, especially in the back half hour.
I know she likes to talk about her dog. I've seen her with her dog on Instagram. So you guys can, talk about that. Talk about Snoop Dogg and
talk. She's a foodie, I think.
Yeah. Aren't we all foodies?
That's true.
This is the golden hour. We talk about food. We're hungry every time. Right?
I haven't had dinner yet. You guys have probably eaten, right?
No, I usually wait till after this show.
Yeah,
did you eat?
I did at about 6:10 because I was hungry. I was really hungry. So I ate dinner.
Okay.
It was really delicious.
We're rubbing it in now. Larry, we'll break bread together at 8.
There you go.
Because we still got like 54 minutes left in the show.
You got any dessert?
Yeah,
Right. Is that what I hear over there, Larry?
You hear a lot of things coming over here. Right?
Yeah, right.
Hey, temperatures are in the upper 30s right now, still 40 in Joliet. And these aren't bad numbers for the middle of January, with our average high being 31. Still a bit breezy, though, with some gusts upwards of 30 to 25 miles per hour. Here's another look at some temperatures. Everybody's in the upper 30s and low 40s. That system that brought us the rain yesterday, it's now lifting off to the north into the east. We still have the cloud cover in place, and there's the next system that comes our way starting tomorrow evening. In fact, you can kind of track it out here on Futurecast. Area of low pressure will come out of the Rockies and spread that moisture our way. Won't get here till tomorrow evening, but you can see as we head towards the evening commute, that's when we'll begin to see some rain, possibly some snow to start with for the northern half of the area. And there's a window of time where we could get 1 to 2, maybe 3 hours of snowfall across the far northern suburbs during the evening commute, which could cause some problems for some roads up here across Lake and McHenry counties. The rest of us will see rain, and we'll see steady rain at times through the early overnight hours. And then as we head into Thursday, more pockets of rain possible in the afternoon. We'll start off with some drizzle Thursday morning. Here are those other pockets of rain. And then by Thursday evening, some isolated to scattered snow showers as the system winds down. But plan on some rain tomorrow evening, and we'll talk about how much rain we're going to get and who might see some of the snow stick to the ground. That's all coming up.
All right, Larry, thank you. Now to a lawsuit that has been filed in the death of a toddler killed while riding on the back of a bicycle with her mother in Chicago's Uptown neighborhood. Lily Shambrook, she died last June when the bike collided with a semi-truck after a blocked bike lane forced them into traffic. Liz Nagy tonight sharing the push for more safety changes.
The city of Chicago has made changes since that little girl's death back in June, trying to make streets safer for cyclists, including raising fines for obstructing bike lanes. But the little girl's parents say none of those changes go far enough, and they are now looking to legally hold accountable all of the parties they believe are responsible for their toddler's death. Cycling was part of the Shambrook family's life, a way to get around Chicago and a hobby. That's what Kate Snow was doing June 9th when a semi-tractor trailer knocked the mother and her 3-year-old daughter Lily off their bike.
There was no other place for the bicyclists to go on the day other than out into the lane of travel.
In this animated recreation of the deadly collision, attorneys for the family say the mother, with her young daughter on the back of the bike, was trying to maneuver around a ComEd truck. They say it was parked illegally, blocking the bike lane on Leland Avenue near Winthrop in Uptown. That's when attorneys say this semi-truck driver struck the bike and ran over 3-year-old Lily.
We also believe that he continued even after there was contact between the bike, Kate's bike, and the Mondelez truck and the ComEd truck, that this Mondelez truck kept going. Tim Shambrook himself, as well as some other bystanders, had to start chasing the truck and screaming for him to stop.
Kate Snow and Tim Shambrook are now suing that semi-truck driver, Mondelez International, which is the company he was driving for, Penske Transportation, and ComEd for claiming they all caused their little girl's death.
The ComEd truck was obstructing the bike lane.
The parents are also going after the city of Chicago.
They simply should not have been allowing semi-tractor trailer trucks to be passing through this area of Leland.
Now the grieving parents say they're hoping to create safer cycling conditions across the city. ComEd did respond to the lawsuit, saying this: "Our thoughts remain with the family affected by this tragic accident. ComEd has cooperated fully with local authorities, and while we can't comment on ongoing litigation, our top priority is and always will be the safety of the public and our employees." Penske Transportation, Mondelez International, and the city of Chicago have all responded to us, saying they can't comment on ongoing litigation. Reporting downtown, Liz Nagy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Huge fire destroys a warehouse on the city's west side. Look at this. Fire broke out in the 4500 block of West Fulton in West Garfield Park. At one point, you could see an explosive fireball shooting through that roof. No one was hurt. That cause of that fire is under investigation tonight.
A Northwest Indiana high school football player is being remembered today as someone who truly loved being on the field. 18-year-old Jonathan Brown was shot to death Friday night outside of Buffalo Wild Wings in South Suburban Homewood. Maryville football coach Brad Cease telling us tonight that he first saw the player as a kid, playing Pop Warner football for the first 3 years of high school. He attended Homewood Flossmoor, but Brown returned to Maryville last August, ready to play.
He always had a big smile at practice. You could tell he enjoyed working hard and being with his buddies.
A second teenager was wounded in the shooting. Police have not made any arrests.
Federal charges of bribery and extortion are filed against 2 members of a South Suburban Police Department. A sergeant and an officer under his command in Phoenix, east of Harvey, are both accused of targeting people they pulled over for alleged payoffs. Michelle Gallardo has more on what they're accused of doing.
In what is just the latest blow to this small Southland Police Department, a federal grand jury has returned a 4-count indictment against Phoenix Police Sergeant Jerry Snowden and Patrol Officer Antoine Larry, both charged with shaking down motorists during the course of traffic stops performed in both Phoenix and in neighboring Harvey. According to the 10-page indictment, Larry and Snowden engaged in criminal conspiracy between 2020 and 2022. Agreeing to corruptly solicit and obtain cash payments and other things of value, including controlled substances, from occupants of vehicles that Larry and Snowden encountered during traffic stops in exchange for reducing, dropping, or declining to press charges against the occupants. In one case, the pair are even accused of selling illegally obtained drugs to a dealer and agreeing to split the proceeds. Today, the Phoenix Chief of Police released a statement that reads in part, "We have placed both officers on unpaid administrative leave pending the outcome of the federal trial. To avoid compromising the integrity of the federal government's investigation, we will offer no further comment." Neither Larry nor Snowden are in custody. An attorney for one of them telling me that it may yet be a few weeks before they are arraigned in federal court. In South Suburban Phoenix, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Michelle. New at 7 tonight, Aurora Pride is suing the city of Aurora. You may remember the back and forth last year when the city revoked the parade's permit, saying it did not have enough officers to work the event. Well, that came after parade organizers said they would not allow officers to march in uniform. Eventually, the parade was allowed to happen, but Aurora Pride claims it had to pay nearly double what it expected to cover for police costs, totaling nearly $22,000 extra. We have reached out to the city of Aurora for comment, but have not heard back yet.
Union faculty members at the University of Illinois Chicago went on strike today. This comes after months of negotiations and after failing to reach a contract agreement during a bargaining session yesterday. Union members say they remain, quote, far apart on base salary compensation. They also want to see increased funding for student services, including mental health. Meanwhile, some of the 30,000 students who are enrolled at UIC have had classes canceled indefinitely.
My physics class is canceled today, and it's a pretty long class. I mean, I'm missing quite a bit of time.
It is hard to not be in the classroom, and I obviously don't want my students to struggle during the semester.
Spokesperson for UIC says the university, quote, remains optimistic that a fair and beneficial bargaining agreement can be achieved.
Now to a celebration today as a brand new CPS Elementary School officially opens. Belmont Cragen Elementary, an early childhood center located in the 6100 block of West Fullerton. Mayor Lori Lightfoot and CPS CEO Pedro Martinez joining students and school leaders for this morning's ribbon cutting. They also took a tour of the 83,000 square foot facility. The school will serve 500 students with a number of programs.
This has to be the standard, everybody. As I walked in, I saw the Black Box Theater, the dance studio, the amazing multi-purpose rooms, the colors, the lights, the fact that we have an amazing dual language program filled with the arts.
Martinez praising teachers and leaders for making the move into the new building right in the middle of a new school year without any major problems.
Exciting day for a lot of people. Early voting for the Chicago mayoral election will start January 26th. That's when the voter super site at 191 North Clark and the polling site at 69 West Washington Street both open. Other early voting locations will open at a later date. There will be early voting hours 7 days a week leading up to the February 28th municipal election. Today, 6 of the 9 candidates took part in a forum sharing plans for awarding minority contracts in the city. They told voters why they should be elected. Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Brandon Johnson, and Congressman Chuy Garcia did not take part. Sarah Schulte has more on today's forum with 6 weeks to go until the election.
The majority of Chicago's population are people of color, yet as some mayoral candidates say, the city has done a lousy job doing business with minority and women-owned companies.
Black folks are 32% of the city's population, and black folks need 32% of those contracts.
Minority participation in procurement is down in this administration, especially for African Americans.
How to increase minority contracts was the subject of a mayoral forum this morning. Candidate and business owner Willie Wilson says there's too much red tape involved in the application process.
My company does closed last year over close to $300 million. But I was not qualified to get a contract with the state of Chicago.
Mayoral candidates agreed the process needs to be streamlined. Paul Vallis says if he's elected, he'll mirror the policies he put in place in the 90s as CEO of Chicago Public Schools during a CPS construction boom.
55% of all the construction contracts went to minority and women-owned businesses. That's on a $3.2 billion school construction program.
Brandon Johnson, who did not attend the mayoral forum, blasted Vallis for his job as schools chief in Chicago and other cities.
The harm that his policies have had in neighborhoods across the city of Chicago, we are living right now the manifestation of his failures.
Johnson today picked up the remainder of a $1 million campaign contribution from the American Federation of Teachers. And Congressman Chuy Garcia was also a forum no-show. He held his own event, laying out his plans to expand access to women's health care.
And because she was a no-show, Mayor Lightfoot was not able to defend her job trying to increase minority contracts. Instead, the mayor attended a ribbon cutting at a new school on the northwest side this morning. At City Hall, Sarah Schulte, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
A reminder, ABC 7 is hosting a debate this week. It's day after tomorrow between all 9 candidates in the race for Chicago mayor. You can watch it live on Thursday on our digital channel, 7.2. Maybe you're watching us there now, or our streaming platforms that's starting at 7 p.m. It's going to push this newscast for that night. The 90-minute debate will then air on ABC 7 on Sunday night. That's beginning at 10:30. I saw the studio upstairs. They're ready to go. Right. 9 podiums.
Right, it's a different format than it normally looks. They usually have it in an oval, but now it's a straight line.
It's a straight line.
Right.
Judy Sue will be participating. Craig Wall. We have a couple other people who will be participating. It's going to be it's a lot. I mean,
right, 90 minutes.
Right, with 9 candidates.
Right, it's an average of 10 minutes per candidate, so you know you're going to learn a lot about each candidate, which is good.
Busy in our newsroom and our studios here.
It's already been busy this week,
True,
right?
The crew's definitely getting ready. Today's Muhammad Ali Day here in Illinois.
It is a birthday celebration for the greatest boxer of all time. The GOAT boxer, of course. Ali was considered a champion of civil justice, the professional boxer, activist, entertainer, poet, and philanthropist. Lived on the south side of Chicago in the mid-1960s through the late 1970s. And I can tell you, I saw him on a regular basis on the south side, riding around in his El Dorado. He would come into the neighborhood by Dixon, my high school, my grammar school on 81st Street, and he would ride around making those kind of moves like you can see there.
Oh, he was a fighter.
And he passed out candy to everybody and money. So you could see him when he was in the neighborhood, just the coolest, nicest, kindest person.
He was different. He was the first athlete who became one who talked about social issues. Obviously not going to Vietnam, got banned from boxing, and then made an incredible comeback.
Lost a lot of money that he could have made by boxing because he took a stand against what he felt was right. He was an activist, and people never forgot him for what he did and how he changed the game, I believe, for all professional athletes.
Yeah, he would have been 81, I think, this week. And the Rumble in the Jungle, that documentary, first of all, that fight was awesome, but there were few like him. I mean, you know, Mike Tyson comes along and has a different style of fighting, but Muhammad Ali, man.
Yeah, he's in his own class by himself. I mean, you have the boxers, but he was in a class all by himself. And the fact that he stood up for what he believed in, that is what made him.
At that time.
Right, at that time.
Right, it was unheard of.
Can you believe that?
It was unheard of. Yeah.
So happy birthday.
Yeah, happy Muhammad Ali Day.
Birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
Warriors at the White House. Golden State makes its first trip to see a president in years and gets complimented for what they do off the court. You'll recognize some faces there.
Wow. Plus, there is something to see. Yes. Do you know what this is?
No.
Yeah, it's at the Field Museum.
Okay.
We'll talk about it when we come back on the other side of a break. The conversations we have in the break.
Wow. Needs to be a longer break.
Yeah.
It's really not that exciting. We were talking about the magicians amongst us in this building.
Or hidden talents.
Hidden talents.
Right. We talked about yours yesterday with the clicker of the money.
The money.
Right.
So,
Then
yeah.
Michelle was saying in our ear, we're going to do a hidden talent segment one of these days around people around us. But I thought about my hidden talent. It was packing pickles at the Clausen Pickle Factory when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
If you brought me a jar of pickles and took them all out, I could pack them back in. Wow. Is that considered a talent?
That's real impressive, Larry. I am blown away.
Still hard for me to eat pickles to this day.
Yeah. What's your talent,
Really?
Cheryl?
I love pickles.
Would your hidden talent? We talked about
it depends.
Singing.
I don't. Oh, is that shady?
Well, Phil, it's only
That
no.
is
I
shady.
think your voice is great. It's Phil
Double
Schwartz who
Dutch.
doesn't
You're,
like
you're great at that.
Double Dutch. Yeah.
Double Dutch.
You know, I saw that's actually a sport, a varsity sport in New York City now. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that today on Tamron Hall, who calls her show the Golden Hour, just as we do. But yeah, and we go way back to the 70s doing that. And you do it as soon as you can get to school early. I mean, we should try that. We could do it in studio right here.
Put us two on this.
No. And it's really easy. Did you see how easy it was, Larry? Couldn't you do it the way they said, jump, 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 jumping jacks, turn, turn?
Isn't a lot of it on the people who are doing the swinging?
Right. They're called jump ropers.
Okay.
Jump
right.
ropers.
Yeah, because that really makes a difference if you have a good jump roper.
I saw
the turners.
on Instagram you can do cartwheels too.
Yeah, backhand springs.
Backhand springs?
Yeah, round offs.
Stop.
I mean,
You do back tuck?
A back tuck on a diving board. I could do it on a diving board.
Okay.
Wow.
You could have like
back
a whole
tuck.
sheets of strength sports thing
Yeah,
with
on a
Cheryl.
diving board, but I need it to be very deep because you start on your tippy toes, jump back, tuck, and you go backwards. Only one rotation.
Wow.
For that, yeah. You
I have
guys
so
can
many
do that,
questions.
right?
No, my head would hit the board and you have to go in and rescue me.
You
That's
jump
what would
high, back,
Where
tuck.
did you learn how to do that?
I told you my grandmother had a swimming pool
in
Homewood, Alabama.
Yeah.
And that's where we spent every summer was in Alabama.
Larry, we got to do some thinking. So Larry can chuck axes. He's very good at that.
I used to be able to do a round off back handspring.
See?
When I was in college.
Yeah. The gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
See?
It was fun.
I mean, Mr. Worldwide, you guys don't sleep on Mr. Worldwide.
His daughter's is into cheer. She does a lot of stuff too. It was running the family.
Have you shown her your skills, or do you have proof of anything?
I would break my back if I tried it
You
now.
did. I do have pictures doing an aerial cartwheel where I'm actually upside down suspended in air. Wow. Did you do that one, Larry?
No, I never did the aerial cartwheel.
The aerial? Okay. Your daughter probably can do the aerial cartwheel.
Yeah, she's got some skills.
Yeah.
I feel really
Larry
inefficient.
did that. Oh, wow.
Michelle's telling us
just
to
so
toss
much
because I got
talent.
nothing to add to this conversation now.
I mean, you're a pickle packer. Pickle packer.
Yes,
Say that
I
real
am.
fast.
A former.
You are so with a clicker.
Yes, with my change. It's
You
time
get
to
your change and pack of pickles.
That's right.
Wow. I mean, I'm so lucky to sit next to this guy. I don't know. I don't know how good I got it until this week.
All right, let's
to
get
the weather we go.
Here, let's take it away. Hey, tomorrow we're going to have a lot of cloud cover again tomorrow, just like we had today, but there's going to be some precipitation spreading in the evening, and it may start briefly as some snow for at least parts of the area before it switches to all rain. And rain will be with us throughout the rest of the tomorrow evening time frame into tomorrow night. On Thursday, a little morning drizzle, and then in the afternoon, some scattered rain showers that may briefly end as some snow showers. But both of tomorrow and Thursday's forecast will feature mainly rain for most of the area, just occasional snow showers. Sunday, kind of a different story. Watching the next system come our way on Sunday, this looks like more of a snow chance for us as temperatures will be colder on Sunday, so it's more likely we'll get some snow on Sunday than what we'll see during the evening tomorrow into Thursday. But here's the time frame for tomorrow evening's rain. Here's tomorrow morning at 9:30. It's quiet, cloudy skies, cloudy through the day. Here comes some of that precipitation by the time we get to early afternoon, and then by mid to late afternoon, there's 6:30. You can see some light snow starting across parts of the area around 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. but note the temperatures. We're still above freezing. So even if we get the snow to fall, which will be just, again, a brief window, I'm not expecting icy spots on the roads, but there could be some light slushy accumulation that develops in some spots before it transitions to rain. You can see that rain snow line lifting northward then as we go quickly into the evening, and everybody pretty much will see rain deep into the evening and overnight tomorrow night. Maybe still some snow mixed in across the far west and northwest suburbs, but again, primarily rain for us. We'll wake up Thursday morning with some drizzle and cloud cover, and then during the afternoon on Thursday, occasional rain showers that will end as brief snow showers during the afternoon and evening on Thursday. How much rain do we get? Well, probably a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rain. Some spots a little bit more than that is a pretty good estimate. And in terms of snowfall, very little looks to stick except up here across the northern suburbs where we might get a few tenths of an inch of snow to accumulate to maybe as much as an inch in some isolated locations. Higher snow totals will be across Wisconsin into the UP of Michigan and then back into Nebraska as well. In fact, parts of Nebraska could see over a foot of snow. For us right now, it's 39 degrees under cloudy skies, mid to upper 30s at the moment, 39 at Midway, 39 at the lakefront. Winds are backing off a little bit, but they're still pretty gusty, around 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mid to low 30s, and then tomorrow, high temperatures right around 40 degrees before the precipitation begins. And then once the rain begins, we'll see temperatures drop into the mid 30s. It's going to be a cold rain tomorrow evening. 50 was the high today. That happened at midnight. 38 the low so far, which is also our current temperature. 31 and 18 are the averages. So tonight, cloudy and breezy. We'll drop into the mid to low 30s overnight tonight. Tomorrow, we'll see a high temperature of about 41 with that evening precipitation coming in. Some snow to start, rain for most of us. Then Thursday, scattered rain showers that'll switch to briefly snow showers. Friday's going to be dry and colder. Saturday will be dry. We'll watch for those snow showers on Sunday as temperatures stay in the mid 30s all the way through next Tuesday. Would do a round off back handspring over to you, but
all right.
I don't think I can pull it off.
No, we're going to.
You should try it.
Yeah.
Can you
Maybe
do
on a
cartwheel,
trampoline
Mary?
or something.
Oh, trampoline. Can you do anything on a trampoline?
Jump. I could jump really well, yeah. Right, stay off it, Lee, so I don't hurt my ankles.
I think you're a really good dad, so that's a really good, impressive talent.
I'm thinking of stuff.
I think you can ski and you can ice skate.
Yes, not well.
And you can read the news.
I can read really well, and our
producer's saying
we got a lot left
now.
in this show.
I'm
throwing me bones.
He's really talented when it comes to pickle packing. So,
this is going to be a lot. I should have never said that. All right, so the Field Museum is full of ancient pieces from throughout history. This one's old.
I know, but now there is something new to see from the Bronze Age. Wow. The 3,000-year-old sword will be part of a new exhibit called First Kings of Europe. It is scheduled to open in March. The new exhibit will feature more than 150 different pieces, including jewelry, armor, and weapons. And I was looking at that sword. It looks very heavy.
It's just incredible that you can see that it's 3,000 years old. That was used by men back then.
I know.
Probably in combat.
For survival.
Yeah, that looks cool.
You know?
I like that stuff.
It's going to be a nice exhibit, right?
Yeah. Prince Harry's book, it's setting new sales records. Have you read it? I know Michelle, our producer, has. That's ahead. Also, this is ahead, too.
Hi, I'm Jason Knowles. Gas companies asking for historic rate increases. The I-Team with how the price hike could affect your heating bill. That's coming up.
Golden State Warriors celebrating the team's 2022 championship at the White House today. Now, this marked the team's first visit since President Obama was in office. The team won 2 championships while President Donald Trump was in office, but the Warriors did not visit the White House. President Biden complimented the Warriors for their activism off court. In fact, head coach Steve Kerr, used to play for the Bulls now, says that he attended a roundtable on gun violence while at the White House.
Something that's very close to my heart, and it's wonderful for me to learn a lot more than I knew.
A lot of people don't know his backstory.
They don't.
His dad was assassinated when he was a young boy. His dad was the professor at American University of Beirut, the president rather, and so gun violence goes all the way back to when he was a kid.
It hits close to home to him every time there is a mass shooting and he speaks out.
And that's why when he speaks out, because he'll talk, right, but the people who don't know that stick to sports, you know, you don't know what you're, and it's like this guy knows what gun violence can do. It's personal for him.
Yeah, it changed his family's life forever.
It's trajectory for a lot of them. So, and congratulations to them too, by the way, winning another title.
Maybe the Bulls will get there. He went there as a Bulls player 6 times.
Yeah, 3.
So. Oh, he was only on the team 3 years, not 6. He didn't get. Okay, well, well, that's okay. 3, 6.
Oh, he hit that shot to get one. I mean, they kicked it out to him. Nobody was covering him, and he hit it. It was awesome. But he's got now, I think, 6 or even more as a coach.
Right.
So he got a lot. Prince Harry's memoir Spare is setting new records. The book has sold 750,000 copies in the United Kingdom in the last week. Transworld Penguin Random House says the book is the country's biggest selling memoir ever in its first week. The book was also certified by Guinness World Records as the fastest selling nonfiction book ever on its first day of publication. So many naysayers over there, we don't want to hear from him. We, you know, like a lot of the paparazzi, the media was just railing this guy, and they can't keep that thing in stock.
750,000.
That's a lot.
He broke Guinness records, not just book records.
Right.
But he's going to be in the Guinness Book of Records for the rest of the history of the world.
Didn't you say, was it you or somebody that said it's one of 4? So this is the first of. And this was kind of like, here's what happened to me after his mom passed.
Right.
So what are the other 3 going to be about? I mean, I guess he'll have plenty to say.
Well, it doesn't matter because he's keeping you interested.
Yeah.
750,000. I mean, breaking all kinds of records. And
in the last week.
That's just 1 week because it went on sale today, a week ago today.
Yeah.
That is increíble. I mean, wow.
Right.
And we don't even have that book.
No, but Michelle read it. Our producer tells us what happened in there. A lot in there.
Would you say that's his hidden talent? Is
writing books?
Yeah.
Probably got a lot.
You
it's
know,
probably ghostwritten. Yeah, probably a lot of it.
I mean, he said there were several versions. I saw the interview where he said it was a very hard process going through each and every. It's hard to write a book and to be honest and to be authentic.
And he shared a lot of personal
information. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about a new version of the Corvette.
Oh, you know, I'm excited about this.
Okay.
The first ever hybrid model of the car.
Oh.
Also has its fastest ever acceleration. You add that electric motor, and this thing can go. That story's ahead.
All right. Your birthday is coming up in a couple of months. Plus, Madonna, the Material Girl, is celebrating 40 years of hits. And you know what? She's going to thank you with a brand new tour. And it includes a stop right here in Chicago. We'll talk about it on the other side of the break. The I-team is investigating higher gas rates in Illinois as Americans continue to fight inflation.
Gas companies say the proposed hikes need to provide reliable service. One utility claims that despite the rate increase, your overall bill won't go up. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles explains.
People's Gas is planning a $12 monthly increase on bills beginning next year. But the company says your overall bill should not go up because the price of natural gas is going down. One consumer watchdog group questions that, and struggling consumers are on edge. Lori Armadas' most recent gas bill was $255. The former paramedic, now on medical disability, gets help paying her bills through state programs here at the Northwest Center.
I actually figured out my budget for next month, and the lump sum is mainly for the gas bill.
Now, gas companies are requesting historic increases with the state. That means next year there could be a $12 increase each month for People's Gas customers, $9 more a month for Nicor customers. Both companies say rate hikes are needed for maintenance costs and investments in continued reliable infrastructure. People's Gas claims despite the rate increase, your overall bill should not change.
The part that accounts for the cost of the actual natural gas customers use, that cost is expected to go down based on the falling global natural gas prices. So the net result is that the typical customer is expected to see little to no impact on their total bill.
The consumer watchdog group PERG says the projection of natural gas costs for 2024 and beyond is not guaranteed.
It's really a misdirection to get people to not focus on the fact that they're proposing to raise your rates.
Nobody really knows if those gas prices are going to be lower.
The continuing decline of natural gas prices, as you said, are not guaranteed. That said, the gas cost forecast is based on the best available information from expert analysts.
And then I'm worried about 2025. What's going to happen then?
People's Gas adds that the rate increase is also necessary to help continue to pay for its system modernization program, and that a state-approved $15 surcharge on your bill for that program will be going away. Nicor says even with the proposed request, Nicor Gas's distribution rates will remain among the lowest of any major natural gas utility in Illinois. And this rate increase is necessary to run our business due to inflation and rising global impacts that continue to affect our operating and maintenance costs. Other Illinois gas providers are also asking for the state to approve increases. Remember, all gas companies have programs which offer assistance to those who qualify. There are also state, county, and city programs which can help you pay your bill. So if you are behind, do not ignore it. You can set up a payment plan to keep your heat on. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Fastest ever Corvette is a new gas-electric hybrid. Chevy's celebrating the Corvette's 70th birthday with a new model of the sports car. The E-Ray is the first all-wheel drive version of the Corvette. The front wheels run on a battery. It goes from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds.
What?
This car's mission is to go fast. Yes, it has some benefits of being slightly more environmentally friendly, but this is not a Prius.
It is not. The car costs more than $104,000. It goes on sale later this year. So you know I'm a big electric fan.
Okay.
So I immediately dove into this. My son's a car guy.
Yes.
He's not electric, he's a V8 motor, let's go. And so I texted him, I'm like, did you see this thing? The battery only runs up to 45 miles per hour, and then the gas kicks in, right?
Oh.
But the reason this thing can go 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds is the torque of the electric, and that's what makes it amazing. So my son and I always argue about electric because I drive one and he drives a gas guzzler, and he said he actually liked this car, and I was like,
he did.
what?
Well, it is a hybrid.
Well,
so
he didn't
like
that. So what they're trying to do is appease, like, it's a V8 still,
okay,
which he loves, and it can go 0 to 60 in 2.5
That's
seconds.
like 2.5 seconds is 1,000.
And then you're gone.
And then,
yeah. No gas car could really do that. No gas production car can do that. So this is a big step for that. But they're trying to appease.
It looks like a race car. That module, you're sitting in there like.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful ride.
Do you think it'll be at the auto show next month here in Chicago? We could all go check it out and drive it.
That's a good question. I bet it's there. We got to find out.
Take it out on Lakeshore Drive.
I don't know if they'll let us drive that thing. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That's your talent. We figured it out.
Yes, if you're watching auto show.
You're a great test driver.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Roz goes out there and drives them all. We'll see if she can get in that thing.
I know, but we're talking about your hidden talent.
Right.
So.
Yeah. 2.5 seconds. That thing can move.
Pretty
cool.
I'd like to do that. I like fast cars. I've always had one. I
Nice.
like fast cars. So
There's one for you right there.
I know, right? 110,000. Yeah. Let's talk about and all that jazz. It's back. Chicago opens tonight, and we'll talk to an actress who got all the right moves for this musical right here in Chicago. There.
Sing it, Cheryl.
What's happening?
Love that musical. It's a
I
great
know,
show.
right?
Yeah.
Roxy.
Yeah. Hey, got a little rain coming our way tomorrow evening. We'll start tomorrow morning dry. Here's our early morning hours. Cloudy skies tomorrow, but then here comes that precipitation. May briefly start as snow before switching to rain. We got an area of rain sliding through tomorrow night before it does turn colder later this week. There are some snow chances for your weekend. We'll talk about that coming up next here right after the break. Chicago taking center stage right now at the CIBC Theater. It's still got all that jazz that made it a Broadway hit nearly 50 years ago.
Jazz hands, jazz hands. Jester Forte longed to be part of those Bob Fosse classics while she was a student right here in Chicago, and she tells our Jose Sanders that dream has now come true.
Jester Forte understudies a lead role and is one of the key dancers. It's what she hoped would happen while studying at the Chicago College of Performing Arts at Roosevelt University.
So how cool is it for you to be back here in Chicago, the place where you kind of got your start?
Oh, it's great. It's very iconic, the name, the place, everything. I'm very excited to be back in Chicago. It's like one of my favorite places in the world.
Slick your hair and wear your buckle shoes and all that jazz.
Jess is on the ready to play Velma, a part that won Catherine Zeta-Jones an Oscar.
Velma is a strong woman, and Velma is a criminal. She's a killer.
Did you ever dream of what you're doing now back when you were in school?
Yeah. I feel like I've had this dream since I was a little child. I'm originally from New York, so I had Broadway like in my backyard. So I just would always dream about performing and being like those people.
Bob Fosse's signature move started here in his hometown.
I think that we got it in this cast. I think we got it going on. The Fosse walks, we get it. It's a lot of pelvis and thigh action.
Here's Jess with her standout line in the show.
Now I'm standing in the kitchen, carving up the chicken for dinner, minding my own business. In storms my husband Wilbur in a jealous rage. "You opened the milk bin," he said. He was crazy, and he kept screaming, and then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
Jose Sanders, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Oh, she is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
You can already tell.
And Chicago plays at the CIBC Theater through January 29th. So it's going to be here for a couple weeks. Yeah.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Thanks, Jose, for that. We'll be right back, everybody.
That's a lot of songs. It's a lot of songs. You think people would come to that show?
Mm-hmm. For sure. Madonna's friends say they are in, and we're guessing many of you are too. The superstar is planning a new tour going through 4 decades of her hits. In the tour announcement, Madonna throws it all the way back to 1991. That documentary, Truth or Dare, you remember? Some celebrity friends are also part of the celebration. The tour arrives in Chicago August 9th. Tickets go on sale this Friday, and we're going to start Vogue, 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 64 years old. Vogue, and she's going to be voguing for you on August 9th. It's a Wednesday.
I don't think I'm going.
Why not?
I mean, I could grow up with her as a material girl.
Papa don't preach now. Okay.
Rare form today. I'm just gonna let you go. So I don't. Would you? Were you a fan? I mean, we all grew up, with that first album.
Right, like
she
a
was
virgin.
so
Papa don't
young,
preach. I know she's from Michigan. She's a Midwesterner. You know, I mean, she was right across the Chicago Theater the last time she was here.
Oh.
She was right across the street. She was doing her intimate tours at really smaller venues. Do you remember that?
How long ago? It's been a while since she's toured,
maybe
right?
5 years. Well, you know, pandemic in there. So maybe like 5 years ago she was across the street. But yeah, definitely.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think people are going to be buying those tickets.
Oh, yeah, she'll still put on an amazing. She's in great shape. She can put on a good show.
Yeah, and we want to just say that his wife, Wendy, sent us a text, and she said he is really good at a lot of things.
I have a list of things that we're going to get to another time.
We'll talk about it with Larry on the other side of the break, right?
Well, we got more stuff to do.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
There's a big music auction coming up.
The Music Cares Charity Relief Auction. It helps musicians in times of crisis. A signed guitar that appeared on Taylor Swift's Evermore album artwork is expected to be one of the top ticket items. Okay, I want this. Going for 5,000 to 10,000 items.
Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Dollars.
I want that.
Let's get you bidding.
Because I collect autographed guitars.
Oh.
I would like.
So this.
Okay. All right. So
get in there. This auction also includes a jumpsuit. So you may want one of these, worn by J-Hope of BTS for a photo shoot for a solo album, Jack in the Box. This could go up to $6,000.
Okay, but the item expected to go for the most is an original oil painting. Okay, ooh, of Jimi Hendrix, created and signed by Joni Mitchell.
She painted that?
Ooh, Joni Mitchell never lied. Is expected to go for $10,000 to $20,000, according to Julian's auctions.
That's a
It's
cool.
going to go for more than that.
That is cool.
Jimi Hendrix and Joni Mitchell collaboration.
One of my first CDs ever, the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
See, you play the guitar, right?
No, I don't.
Didn't you try when you were younger? Didn't you have one? You took guitar lessons?
No, I have no musical skills or artistic skills going back to the original thing, which was I don't do anything well.
Your mom said you weren't a good dancer.
Yeah, right. It's a rough one.
Say, Gianna.
Rough one today, Ma. You send me a text of all the great things I do, because these two aren't helping me out.
Poor Rob.
Yeah, no, it's
We've
okay.
been lifting you
It's
up.
okay. I have
on
skills.
several things.
I keep them private until I tell you, and then you tell everybody.
See?
You know, right?
And you're really good with groguing and everything like that.
The trailer was great. I did tell people about the trailer, right?
I
The
love how you
Grogu
made Grogu a verb.
Groguing. Yes, that could be a thing.
But he's a picklebacker.
That's right, picklebacker. And we're going to share life stories more. I feel bad. So tomorrow, Heisel joins us, the first time she's on our show, and boy, we're going to have to ask her skills. She's our new
We're
meteorologist.
just going to welcome her. That's all we're
Oh, okay, you keep me in.
Don't scare her off.
I know. It could be rough.
Don't scare her off.
Welcome.
We got like 4 minutes left in the show. We should let you talk a little weather.
Yeah, let's do it, because I got some stuff to talk about, that's for sure, for tomorrow evening. Here's tomorrow morning on Futurecast at 9:30 in the morning. We're going to start with cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid-30s. We'll warm into the upper 30s and low 40s with a lot of cloud cover tomorrow. Winds will be coming in off the lake. But as we head deeper into the evening, that's when precipitation will begin. May briefly start as some snow across parts of the area before switching to rain. You can see how that rain-snow line will lift to the north. The concern will be for tomorrow evening's commute, there may be a couple-hour window where it's snowing. Not terribly heavy, but enough to maybe put some slick spots on the roadways for the evening commute before it switches to rain as that rain-snow line lifts to the north. And there you can see 10:30 tomorrow evening, just about everybody's seeing rain. Snow will be up into Wisconsin. And then as we head into the overnight hours, still some leftover rain before it kind of dries out a little bit Thursday morning. There's still going to be some drizzle around. And then Thursday afternoon, pockets of rain with temperatures in the 40s. We'll see those temperatures fall by late afternoon on Thursday, and a couple of stray snow showers will be possible Thursday evening. So how much rain do we get? Well, anywhere from a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, maybe slightly higher totals in some locations. And in terms of snowfall, very little of it will stick. If it does, it'll be just a very light accumulation that will, of course, melt away once we see it switch over to rain. But up across the northern suburbs, maybe a light accumulation of snow, especially tomorrow evening. But the heaviest of the snow back across parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan and back towards Nebraska too. I don't have it on the map, but they could get about a foot of snow in parts of Nebraska. 38 degrees is our current temperature, 36 in Aurora, 38 right now in Valparaiso, 39 at the lakefront. Winds are starting to taper off. It's been a breezy day, but not as windy tonight as it was during the day. Tonight, mid to low 30s, and then tomorrow, temperatures will top out in the upper 30s and low 40s before that precipitation begins later in the afternoon into the evening. 50 was our high today, 38 the low. Our averages are 31 and 18. So for tonight, we'll drop into the mid to low 30s, cloudy and breezy, although the breeze is starting to let up. Tomorrow, we'll see a high right around 41 before that rain and snow comes in. Again, favored for rain, maybe some snow mixed into the north. We'll see scattered rain on Thursday, brief snow showers, and then more snow showers on Sunday with temperatures in the mid 30s this weekend. We're back in a moment.
Sally Field will be honored at the Screen Actors Guild Awards, the SAG Lifetime Achievement Award she will receive. Fields has won 2 Oscars for Norma Ray and Places in the Heart. She has also won 3 Emmys. She's incredibly talented,
Very
just
much
like
so.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Holding your breath, you could have been an Avatar. Your wife said you can hold your breath for a long amount of time. Yeah, we'll see you at 10 over on ABC 7. Great job, Rob.
That's 3 seconds.